You may not be failing at English because you lack time. You may be struggling because all your practice is happening in the wrong way, at the wrong moment, and with no clear purpose. You study for 2 hours on Sunday, then do nothing for 4 days. You learn 20 new words, but never use them in a conversation. You watch English videos, but your own voice remains silent. Then you blame your memory. You question your ability. You tell yourself that perhaps English is simply too difficult for you. But what if the problem is not your ability? What if the problem is the way you organize your practice? Today, I want to give you a simple daily routine. It takes 1 hour, but you do not have to find one complete hour. You will divide it into 3 small sessions. 15 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the middle of your day, and 15 minutes in the evening. I call it the 1-5-30-15 method. Each session has a different job. The morning wakes up your English. The middle session turns knowledge into speech. The evening helps you notice, repair, and keep what you practiced. And that last 15 minutes, although it may look like the smallest step, is where many learners lose the progress they worked so hard to create. We will return to that soon. First, let us understand why English can remain difficult after years of study. Many learners are surrounded by English, but they rarely produce it. They read, they watch, they underline, they collect grammar rules and save vocabulary videos. These activities can be useful, but knowing English is not the same as being able to use English under pressure. You can recognize the word opportunity when you read it, yet struggle to use it while speaking. You can understand a grammar explanation, yet freeze when someone asks, "What did you do yesterday?" You know the answer, but your mind begins searching, translating, checking, and correcting before your mouth says anything. This does not mean you are unintelligent. It means your English has spent too much time inside your eyes and not enough time inside your voice. Speaking requires retrieval. You must bring words forward without seeing them on a page. Listening requires flexibility. Real people do not always speak slowly or pronounce every word separately. Confidence requires experience. You cannot build it only by imagining future conversations. The 1-5-3-0-1-5 method gives each of these abilities a place in your day. Your morning session begins before English feels urgent. You are not preparing for an examination. You are simply telling your mind, English will be part of my life today. Choose one short piece of audio. It could be a conversation, a short lesson, or a small part of a podcast. Do not choose something so difficult that every sentence feels like a puzzle. You should understand the general meaning, even if a few expressions are new. Listen once without stopping. Do not chase every word. Ask yourself only, what is this person talking about? What feeling can I hear? Which words sound important? Then listen again and choose 3 useful sentences. Imagine the audio says, I have a busy morning, so I prepare everything the night before. Do not only read that sentence. Listen to its movement. Notice which words receive more energy. Busy morning, prepare everything night before. Now repeat it. I have a busy morning, so I prepare everything the night before. Say it once slowly. Say it again with a natural rhythm. Then look away and say it from memory. You are not trying to steal someone else's accent. You are training your ears and mouth to work together. Clear speech matters more than performing a perfect accent. Here is another sentence. I'm still learning, but I can express myself more clearly now. Repeat it with me. I'm still learning, but I can express myself more clearly now. Notice how I am often becomes I'm. Notice how the voice does not give equal weight to every word. The meaning carries the sentence forward. Choose 3 sentences like these. Listen, repeat, look away, and repeat again. Next, spend a few minutes practicing one pronunciation detail. Perhaps you often confuse ship and sheep. Perhaps the final sound disappears when you say words like worked, helped, or asked. Perhaps your individual words are clear, but your sentences sound disconnected. Do not attempt to repair your entire pronunciation in one morning. Choose one small target. For example, practice the difference between these two sentences. I live near the beach. I leave for work at 8. Say leave. Then say leave. Feel the difference. Put each word inside a complete sentence because pronunciation becomes useful when it supports real communication. Now read 4 or 5 practical sentences aloud. I need a little more time. Could you say that again? I understand the main idea. I'm not sure, but I'll try to explain. I have a question about this. These are valuable because you can use them in many situations. You are learning language in context, not collecting isolated words that disappear when you need them. Before the morning session ends, choose one speaking goal for the day. Make it small enough to complete. Your goal could be, today I will describe my lunch in English. It could be, today I will record a 1-minute answer. Or, today I will use the phrase, I'm not sure, but in 3 original sentences. One clear goal gives your middle session direction. Without it, 30 minutes can disappear while you search for the perfect lesson. Now we arrive at the most active part of the routine, 30 minutes in the middle of your day. This is where you stop consuming English and begin creating it. Divide these 30 minutes mentally into 3 movements. First, speak. Then, listen to yourself. Finally, speak again with 1 improvement. For the first 10 minutes, select a familiar topic. Do not begin with an academic debate if you cannot yet describe your morning naturally. Speak about your routine, your work, your neighborhood, a meal you enjoy, a problem you recently solved, or a plan for the weekend. Let us practice together. Answer this question aloud. How has your day been so far? Do not prepare every word. Begin with whatever English is available. My day has been quite busy. I woke up later than usual, so I had to get ready quickly. I have already finished 2 important tasks, and now I am taking a short break. Your answer can be simpler. My day is going well. I worked in the morning. I finished 1 task. Now I am practicing English. Both answers are useful. The purpose is not to impress anyone. The purpose is to connect a real thought with an English sentence. If you do not know a word, do not end the practice. Describe the idea another way. Perhaps you forget the word umbrella. You can say, it is the thing we carry when it rains. That is not failure, that is communication. The ability to explain around a missing word is one of the most practical speaking skills you can build. After several minutes, change the task. Look around and describe what you see. There is a glass of water beside my computer. The room is quiet. A small light is coming through the window. I can hear traffic outside. Now move from description to opinion. I like working in a quiet room because I can concentrate. However, complete silence sometimes makes me tired, so I play soft music. This progression matters. Description teaches you to name what is present. Opinion teaches you to connect ideas and express yourself. During the next 10 minutes, record your voice. Many learners dislike this exercise because their recorded voice sounds unfamiliar. They hear pauses, pronunciation problems, and unfinished sentences. They immediately feel embarrassed. Please do not use the recording as a weapon against yourself. Use it as a mirror. A mirror does not insult you. It only shows you what is there. Record a 60 to 90-second answer to one question. Try this one. What is one habit you want to improve and why? Speak now. You might say, I want to improve my sleeping routine. I often stay awake too late because I use my phone at night. The next morning, I feel tired and cannot focus well. I want to put my phone away earlier and read for a few minutes before sleeping. When you finish, listen once. Do not count every mistake. Notice only 3 things. Was your message understandable? Where did you pause for too long? Which one sentence would you like to say more clearly? Perhaps you said, I want to improve my sleeping routine. You notice that the word to is missing. Correct the sentence. I want to improve my sleeping routine. Perhaps you repeated because many times. On your second attempt, use so. which means or simply begin a new sentence. Then record the answer again. The second recording does not need to be perfect. It only needs one clear improvement. This teaches you that a mistake is not a final judgment. It is information you can use. For the last 10 minutes, connect listening with speaking. Return to the short audio from your morning session. Listen to a small portion. Pause it and explain the message in your own words. If the speaker says that preparing at night makes mornings easier, you could retell it like this. She has very busy mornings. To save time, she organizes her things before going to bed. This helps her begin the next day calmly. You are not memorizing the original wording. You are rebuilding the meaning with language you can control. Next, imagine that you are part of the conversation. Give your own response. I think this is a useful idea. When I prepare my clothes and write my task list at night, I feel less stressed in the morning. This exercise develops listening, memory, vocabulary, sentence building, and personal expression at the same time. But this is where many learners make a mistake. They choose material that is far above their current level because difficult English feels more serious. They understand almost nothing, become exhausted, and call that exhaustion progress. Challenge is useful. Confusion is not a learning plan. Choose material that allows you to understand the main message. A few new expressions will stretch you. 20 unknown expressions in 1 minute may simply overwhelm you. You can gradually increase the difficulty as your listening becomes stronger. Now, let us work on thinking in English. Thinking in English does not mean forcing your mind to produce long, perfect paragraphs all day. It begins with small observations. I need to answer this message. The weather looks different today. I forgot to bring my charger. I'll finish this after lunch. These sentences are close to your immediate life. Because the situation is already visible, you do not need to create an imaginary context or translate a complicated idea. During your middle session, look at an object and produce one thought about it. Then add a reason, a detail, or a plan. This cup is empty. I should get some water. I'll do that after I finish this recording. One thought becomes 3 connected sentences. If a sentence feels too complicated, reduce it. Clear, simple English spoken now is more valuable than an elegant sentence that never leaves your mind. Grammar still matters. It helps people understand time, relationships, and meaning. But grammar should support your communication rather than stop it before it begins. Speak first. Notice an important error. Correct it, then speak again. That is a healthier cycle than waiting until you believe no error is possible. Now we reach the final 15 minutes of the method. By evening, you may feel tired. You may think, I already practiced today. Why should I return to the same language? Because practice creates experience, but reflection turns experience into direction. Your evening session should be calm. It is not an examination, and you do not need to review everything. Begin without your notes. Try to remember the 3 useful sentences from the morning. If you remember only 2, that is useful information. Look at the missing sentence, read it once, and say it again. Then recall the topic you discussed during your 30-minute session. Can you summarize your answer in 3 sentences? Today, for example, you spoke about a habit you wanted to improve. Your evening reflection might sound like this. I want to sleep earlier. My phone often keeps me awake. Tonight, I will put it away before I go to bed. Next, choose 1 or 2 mistakes worth correcting, not 10, not every small hesitation. Select errors that affect meaning or appear repeatedly. Write the original sentence, then write the improved version. I want to improve my routine. I want to improve my routine. Now say the correct version 3 times inside different examples. I want to improve my routine. I want to improve my pronunciation. I want to improve the way I manage my time. You are not only correcting one sentence, you are learning a pattern you can reuse. After that, record a short reflection on your day. What did I do today? How did I feel? What do I want to do tomorrow? You might say, "Today was busy, but I completed my English practice. I felt uncomfortable when I heard my recording, but the second attempt was clearer. Tomorrow, I want to speak with fewer long pauses." This reflection is powerful because it makes English personal. You are not repeating sentences about imaginary people. You are using English to understand your own life. Finish by choosing tomorrow's goal. Perhaps tomorrow you will practice ordering food. Perhaps you will focus on final consonants. Perhaps you will retell a different audio clip. This is why the evening session affects the entire routine. It closes today's practice and prepares the first decision for tomorrow. You do not wake up wondering what to study. You already know your next small step. Let me show you what one complete day could look like. In the morning, Maya selects a 90-second conversation about making weekend plans. She listens once and understands that two friends want to visit a market on Saturday. She listens again and chooses 3 sentences. "Are you free on Saturday morning?" "I haven't decided yet." "That sounds like a good idea." She repeats each sentence slowly, then shadows the speaker's rhythm. She practices the contraction in haven't and notices that sounds like flows as one group. Her goal is simple. Use all 3 expressions while answering questions later that day. At lunchtime, Maya asks herself, "What would I like to do this weekend?" She records this answer. "I haven't decided yet. I may visit my cousin on Saturday. If she is free, we can go to a local market. That sounds like a good idea because I need to buy a birthday gift." She listens to the recording. Her message is understandable, but she pauses too long before local market. She also notices that Saturday is unclear. She practices the word several times, listens to the original pronunciation, and records the answer again. This time, she keeps the same ideas but speaks more smoothly. Next, she retells the original conversation. 2 friends are discussing Saturday morning. One person suggests visiting a market. The other person is not certain at first, but they like the idea. Then, she changes the situation. She imagines inviting a friend for coffee. "Are you free tomorrow afternoon?" "I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. We could try the new cafe." That sounds like a good idea. By changing the context, she proves that she understands the expressions. She is no longer repeating sounds without meaning. In the evening, Maya closes her notes and tries to remember the 3 morning sentences. She forgets one, checks it, and repeats it again. She writes 4 lines about her day and corrects 1 sentence. Her first sentence is, "My friend suggested to visit the market." She changes it to, "My friend suggested visiting the market." Then she chooses tomorrow's goal. Practice giving a polite reason when she cannot accept an invitation. That is one complete day. It is focused, realistic, and easy to adjust. You do not need Maya's topic. You can use a conversation related to work, travel, shopping, family, health, or daily routines. The structure remains the same. Meet useful English in the morning. Actively use it later, and strengthen it in the evening. Now, perhaps you are thinking, "This sounds useful, but I am too busy." Then begin with smaller sessions. 5 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes later, and 5 minutes at night are better than waiting for an ideal day that never arrives. When your routine becomes easier, build toward the complete method. If you cannot practice at lunchtime, move the 30-minute session to another part of the day. Middle means the active center of your routine, not an exact hour on the clock. Perhaps you miss one session. Do not turn one missed session into a reason to abandon the week. Continue with the next available step. Consistency does not mean performing perfectly every day. It means returning without creating a long argument with yourself. Perhaps you have nobody to practice with. You can still describe, answer questions, retell audio, role-play situations, and record your voice. A speaking partner can offer valuable interaction, but being alone does not require you to remain silent. Perhaps you do not know what to discuss. Create a small topic list before the week begins. My morning, a useful app, a recent problem, my favorite meal, a person I admire, a place I want to visit, and one change I want to make. 7 topics, one for each day. Perhaps your pronunciation sounds strange to you. Your voice does not need to sound identical to someone else's voice. Focus on being understandable. Work on one sound, one word ending, or one rhythm pattern at a time. Record, compare, adjust, and continue. Perhaps you keep forgetting vocabulary. Use fewer words more deeply. 5 useful expressions spoken in 15 original sentences will usually serve you better than 50 words you only read once. Perhaps you fear that someone will laugh. Practice first in a private space. Build evidence that you can express real ideas. Then take small social risks. Ask one question, leave one voice message, or speak for 30 seconds with someone you trust. Courage does not always arrive as a powerful feeling. Sometimes it is simply the decision to say one sentence before fear changes your mind. Perhaps natural speech feels too fast. Use shorter audio. Listen for meaning first. Then notice groups of words, rather than trying to catch every separate sound. Slow the audio temporarily if needed, but return to the normal version so your ears can gradually adjust. Perhaps motivation disappears after several days. Then stop depending on motivation. Prepare your audio, topic, and notebook in advance. Attach the sessions to things you already do. After breakfast, during a regular break, and before your evening routine. Make starting easy. What might you notice if you follow this method consistently? After 7 days, you may feel more aware of your voice. Certain expressions may return more quickly. Recording yourself may feel slightly less uncomfortable. You may notice pronunciation details that you previously missed. After 30 days, familiar topics may require less preparation. Your active vocabulary may become easier to access. You may answer simple questions with fewer pauses because you have practiced retrieving language, not only recognizing it. After 90 days, your routine may feel more natural. You may understand more connected speech, organize answers more quickly, and recover from mistakes without immediately becoming silent. These are possibilities, not promises. Your progress will depend on your starting level, practice quality, feedback, and consistency. Some abilities will improve faster than others. That is normal. The deepest change may not be a new accent or an impressive vocabulary. It may be the way you describe yourself. Instead of saying, "I am terrible at English," you begin saying, "I use English every day." Instead of asking, "Why am I not fluent yet?" you ask, "What can I practice more clearly today?" That shift is quiet, but important. You are no longer waiting to become an English speaker at some distant point in the future. You are already speaking, listening, correcting, and learning. You are participating in the language now. So begin with the next 15 minutes available to you. Choose one short audio. Take 3 useful sentences from it. Listen carefully and let your own voice join the practice. Later, protect 30 minutes for active speaking. Record an honest answer. Listen with curiosity instead of shame. Improve one thing and try again. Tonight, return for the final 15. Recall what mattered. Repair one repeated mistake. Say a few sentences about your day and choose tomorrow's goal. Then, follow this routine for 7 days. If you are accepting this challenge, write in the comments, "I am starting my 153015 journey today." Keep that sentence as a promise to yourself, not as pressure to become perfect. And if you want practical listening and speaking lessons to support your routine, subscribe to Lumina Academy and continue practicing with us. 15 minutes to meet the language, 30 minutes to use it, 15 minutes to make today's lesson part of tomorrow's strength. You do not need to transform your whole life in one afternoon. You only need to give each small session a clear purpose. Return to it with patience and allow your English to grow through the ordinary days.